My name is Lanny Lambert. I'm a retiree from New York City. Was in the music business and advertising before I retired. And so I heard about Berkshire Community, about Berkshire Children and Families, which is now 18 Degrees. And I found they had a mentoring program. So I called up, spoke to Gail, and she said, great, why don't you come down and I'll explain it to you, and they did. And had my training session. And it's been even more rewarding than I thought it would be. Right. When I didn't realize, of course, you'd have to go through this interview. You know, you're interviewed, and you got to sign some papers, and then they have a training program where what you can do and how to handle certain situations, which is good. You need that training. Certain things that I didn't know or hadn't even thought about were brought up in the training sessions, and that was kind of eye-opening. Because really, I won't go into them in detail, but you have to be aware of things that you're dealing with to learn how to handle situations, and that was very good, that training program. And when I've had a couple of questions about should I do something, I can call Gail or other people in the organization. Is this something that I should do? Is this something I should tell somebody else about? Or, you know, can I do this? Can I spend my own money to do that? And there's certain guidelines that you have to follow on a lot of things. But they're very helpful, and I always have somebody to call if I have any questions about anything. The requirement is that you meet with your mentee at least an hour and a half a week. I do more than that, just because in an hour and a half, you can't really do things. You know, I've taken my mentee to a movie, I've took him to a show, to museums. We went bowling the other night with another mentee. But you get to talk while you're in the car, picking him up and taking him somewhere, taking him out to lunch or dinner for a meal, maybe that they wouldn't have access to. But in all that time, you really get to talk, and that's really what it's about. It's just sitting across from somebody, and they can open up a little bit more, I think, under those situations. Be aware of it. But the mentees, I think, really look forward to seeing their mentor. They know that they can trust that person implicitly. That if they say something, that it's not going to go back to mom or dad immediately. It's a problem, may go to Gail, but they know that there's somebody that they can trust that's outside of their circle. And I think they really like that, from what I gather. Is this working for you? It seems like we're getting to know each other, feeling we can laugh and joke. And so I know he feels more comfortable. Hopefully, he feels as strongly, you know, as positively about it as I do. I think so. That they know that there's somebody, and if he calls and there's a problem, that I said, if you ever really have a problem or something, or you're stuck somewhere and you need a lift, you know, you got to call me. You got my cell phone, you can text me, whatever. Just so he knows that there's somebody there. And I think most of the mentors have that relationship with their mentee, and I think that's really important, because they don't always have that. The parents are working, or one parent is working, and they can't get in touch with them. So I think that security is important to them. That's what I gather. No, I mean, I would highly recommend it. I know it's not for everybody, and you do have to kind of, you know, it's not for everybody, personality-wise and time-wise, and maybe you can feel strange getting into somebody else's life, and it's a little scary for you, as it is for the mentor. The first time you meet them, and you're in a meeting with Gail, and you're trying to figure out, is there any kind of chemistry? Are you going to like this kid? Is this kid going to be difficult? And some of the kids are, my mentees, not difficult. Some of them can be more challenging, but I think you rise to the occasion. Some of the mentors said, I never thought I'd be doing this, but I do this, and I've helped them out on a bad situation, and I'm glad that I was there to help them. So I think even if you're hesitant, you don't have to commit, but you should definitely get a try and make a try and see if it fits for you. I think it's definitely worthwhile.